Alright guys, so here's the first package for this video, and without further ado, let's get right into it. These showed up a lot earlier than I expected, but we're gonna get right in. I'm actually kind of glad they showed up early. And the first one we're going to have today is this one right here. It is the 2009 Jazwares Sonic the Hedgehog 5-inch figure. Now, I've been wanting this item for a long time. I didn't get it when it came out. Has a lot of articulation, a little bit. Got some stuff on it here. Wow, this one is interesting. Yeah, I know there was a there were a couple variants of this one over the years. I know there was a Sonic Colors one. I know there was one from Sonic and the Black Knight that had the gauntlet and it came with Caliburn. And I might still get those at some point, but this one right here is just the normal version. I think the last release of this figure was for the 20th anniversary with the Sonic Through Time figures. So, and then it was eventually redesigned, and it had a much better sculpt than this one. So, this is a very interesting piece. I'm glad I have this in my collection. I finally have a Jazwares piece to go in there. I don't really have any more, so I believe I sold the last Jazwares item I had, so there's that. But aside from that, this is finally my first proper one in a while, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. Articulation, a little bit loose because it's used, but not really that bad. Some parts still work, that's all that matters. So this is really nice. Anyways, on to the next piece. Now on to the next box, and this one's a bit goofy. It's kind of dented up, but hopefully that doesn't ruin what's inside. I don't think it would, but who knows? And this one is also 5-inch because it is this one right here. Speaking of Toy Island, as I just mentioned, we have, from the Megabot set, we got Knuckles. And already you can probably see that it's not in the best condition. It is, it's got a few paint marks on the arms, or the gloves, and a few scuff marks here and there, but aside from that, it's not really that bad. I'm sure I can probably get that out with some rubbing alcohol or water or something like that. And yeah, the face is a little bit weird on this one. I've seen a couple of these. Face looks kind of weird, and the arms, nothing feels that loose or anything. That's nice. So still has more posability than the Jax figure though. The old one. I don't know if it's the new one. So yeah, this one is okay. Has your standard points of articulation from, as you see in most Toy Island figures. The head is... Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, this is a thing. The tail is kind of in the way of the head, so you can't really turn it that much. So that's kind of bad. So he's kind of just stuck in this sideways pose. And the articulation of the legs is kind of there. Yeah, this is a, this is okay, this figure. Not the best from the collection, the Megabot set, but it's alright. Oh, but most of the detail is there. So I'm glad to have another one down in the Megabot set. Now I have 4 of them, because I already had Sonic, Shadow, and Amy. No detail, just Sonic Project written on the bottom. So yeah, that's okay. Megabot Knuckles. Okay, a bit of a quick setup change here. I moved to another room because I felt the lighting was a little bit better. So without further ado, let's continue with the next package, which is this one right here. So let's open this one up. This one's very small. Not really sure how you normally would open these, but I went ahead and just cut it open with the old box cutter. Huh, pizza. Oh, well, that's different. And here it is, guys. Here's the next one, and it is, you can already see, the Tomy 3-inch Sonic Boom Metal Sonic figure. And wow, I forgot how small 3-inch figures actually were. Because yes, this is very small. I'm so used to the Jakks Pacific figures and like Toy Island, and those are bigger than this. And I finally have a Boom product. I didn't have many when the franchise started. I only had one. I used to have one Sonic Boom Sonic figure a long time ago when the franchise first started, but it actually broke not too long after I got it. So that pretty much was the end of that. Let my camera focus. Alright. So I've heard a lot about the Boom merchandise line, and that it didn't do too well when it was around, mainly because the Sonic Boom franchise just wasn't that popular, and we already know what happened with the games and all that stuff, but the TV show wasn't that bad. I actually liked the show. And the quality control on the figures wasn't the best, I heard. I can kind of see that here. But this doesn't look too bad. I did see this in the Pat Mac video, that they did not paint the back of the jet, which is kind of bad. Articulation wise, if I can, my camera will stand up. The joints are kind of stiff. Ooh, you can move it up. You can move the arms only in this direction, and same with this one. The head is on a swivel. You can turn it, and I assume that, yep, same with the legs here. And yeah, you can kind of hear it creaking. That's how stiff these joints are. So Detail-wise, most of it is there. Like I said, they just didn't paint certain parts of the figure, which kind of knocked some points down off of it. And this right here, the paint kind of overlaps on the eyes where it's supposed to be. So overall, this is okay as an action figure. It was cool to see that they made a Boom Metal Sonic figure after he appeared in the show. So I will give them that. And I believe there was a metallic version of this too. That's another thing. This one is lacking metallic paint. These are just flat colors. I never liked when companies did that. But that's just how it is. So that is basically it for this one. Yep, Boom Metal Sonic. Cool to have this one in my collection. Right, now on to the next package, which is this thing here. Just slice that open. That was pretty easy. And now you can probably see, or not see, this is an item I have been looking for quite a while. And here it is, guys. This is quite an old item, as you can probably tell. This is I wouldn't call this much of an action figure, but this is the vintage 90s Sonic the Hedgehog bubblegum container figurine. And this is, I'm sure some people have seen this. If I let my camera zoom in, yeah, you can tell this is old. Already you can probably see some parts aren't painted, some details like the ears and the shoes are missing some details. They have the mold there for where they're supposed to be painted, but they didn't paint them, the stripes. And this is clearly based on, if you haven't seen the spikes already, this is clearly based on Western Sonic design, not the Japanese design, because these spikes are just going all over the place. And I believe, actually, I believe this comes off. This is how you would originally get the gum out. I feel it coming off, but it won't. I don't want to mess anything up though, so I'll just leave it. And I really do like this one just because, well, it's an original classic Sonic item, and I don't have any of those until now. Well, I didn't have any of them. And for the detail, the eyes, one of these eyes is not painted all the way. This is just an oddly interesting item, and doesn't appear to have any articulation in the arms or anything like that. And this is in pretty decent condition for its age. There's a few scuff marks here and there, but I'm sure I can probably get those out. So really not that bad. This is one piece, his legs. It's like molded together, so I can't do much with that. And he's actually missing his tail. That doesn't bother me that much. So, overall, a really nice item to find and have in my collection. If you do find this, I recommend getting it. It's a cool, little nostalgia piece to have. To think that this is where we were with Sonic merchandise at one point. Little things like this. This is a fun little item to have. I'm glad I was able to find it. So that's pretty much it. Not much else to say about it. I'm just glad there's no gum that came with it, because this thing is around like 30 years old now, and I don't want 30-year-old gum. So that wraps up that one. Now on to the next. Alright, and lastly, on to this item, which I think you will find to be the most interesting and possibly funny item today. Oh, guy. And here it is, guys. It is... You're ready for this. It is this odd-looking guy right here. Oh, man. So this is the... From what I can tell, or what I've heard, this is the Jack-in-the-Box Knuckles figure. And this came out in 1999, I believe, when Jack-in-the-Box had a promotion with Sonic. They also had a Sonic toy you can get, but that one wasn't nearly as amusing as this one right here. This is... Oh my god. That face is just... He looks like he has seen something right now. Either that or he snorted something. Oh my god. This is amusing. This is amusing for some reason. So, as you can see, there is some articulation here because this is actually a toy, unlike the previous one we just looked at. So, his head does move on a swivel. He does have arm articulation. You can move them up and down. And there is none on his legs, though. His legs are molded together. And that tail, I don't know what... this moves. This tail already looked weird because it's not how his tail normally looks. But it also turns for some reason. Yeah, and the dreads are very short on his head. That's probably another reason why this looks so weird. It looks like Knuckles from Sonic Underground, honestly. Whenever I see this, I think of that. I think this is just a figure of him from Sonic Underground. That would actually make a lot of sense since that show was out when this came out too. So, yeah, this... From any angle, this thing just looks weird. It's just that face. Yeah, this is... Ugh. The condition, not too bad. It's a little bit... It's dusty, in some parts. I'm sure I can, get that out. And a few scuff marks. Missing a little bit of paint on the nose here, but... Aside from that, this is not too bad either. Oh, man. This is... I don't know how to feel about this figure. It's one of those just, it's so bad but it's good type action figures you find. It's the fact that this isn't a knockoff either is funny. The fact that this is an official item, this makes it even stranger. Wow. Another thing is, I don't know if this came out before or after the Resource Knuckles from the Adventure line. So if it came out before, then that means this is probably one of the earliest Knuckles action figures there is. But yeah, I don't know if this came out after or before the Resource line did. So yeah, Knuckles, guys. The second one from today's video. And here is today's entire haul, ladies and gentlemen. Not a bad lot of stuff to get here. This is quite a interesting review I've done. Most of the stuff I've gotten recently has had to do with only one franchise, like the Sonic Prime stuff, but here I decided to go all out and see what interesting items I could find just from any franchise. I'm really glad I obtained some of this stuff because I didn't have any of this stuff at first. Like, I didn't have any Jazwares or Tomy Sonic items up until this point. So I finally got a Jazwares product and a Tomy Sonic Boom product here. And just some bizarre items like we've seen, like this guy right here, and this item, this container. And I've also continued completing the Megabot set with this Knuckles here, so that brings me to 4 figures from this set, because I already have Sonic, Shadow, and Amy. So now all I need is Tails and perhaps another one of the variants of Sonic. But overall, that pretty much wraps up today's mass unboxing review. If you enjoyed this video, as always, thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video, and as always, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content just like this. And until next time, I will see you later.